What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Time to Spartan here, coming at you with another video. Hope everybody having a blessed day. First and foremost, hope today's day is great. Hope the weather's treating you guys good wherever you guys are, and I hope you guys having a excellent day. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all right. I'm sorry I've been gone for a while. There's a couple of reasons for why I've been gone for a while. Number one, and the most important of all, is the reason why you guys don't always see me uploading uploading videos is for the following reason. Number one, I don't get paid to do this. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not getting paid to make videos. So I don't want to put out there. Also, I don't want to be putting out this trash for you guys. Like, you know, one thing about YouTube, you have to be passionate what you're doing. You know, and if I'm gonna give information or relate information to you guys, I want to make sure I'm passionate. Excuse me, about what I'm relating. So sometimes I just don't find things that motivate me to even want to make a video. You see what I'm saying? As this month starts to come on, February is here, I'm going to be motivated. You know, I'm actually very motivated because in this month we have For Honor that comes out next week, and the beta starts tomorrow. We also have, at the end of the month, we have Horizon Zero Dawn, which I'm very excited for that game, and I will be playing that. I'll have review on that, as well as for Honor. I will be having reviews for that. Also, March 3rd is the Nintendo Switch. I will be having information on unboxing for that, and letting you guys know what I thought about the games and the Pro Controller and stuff like that. So, you know, there's things that's coming that's very exciting, you know, and at that point, you know, me as a gamer, I'm going to be very excited, and I'll be able to, bam, you know, kick things out with you. And you guys will see the difference between a person that, you know, is really not excited about what they're talking about and actually somebody that really cares and is very excited. So that's the reason why you haven't seen no videos up. So I apologize to you guys, you know, and to all my subscribers, thank you for sticking with me. It's just that I want to be able to give you guys real shit and not give you guys some made up or fake shit that, oh yeah, I'm excited because a game came out, but really I'm not excited. I'm just doing it because I want to get views. No, I don't do that type of stuff, so that won't be happening in this channel. Now, the other reason I haven't been uploading, I got back to the Division, started playing the Division again, and while I've been playing the Division, you know, the Division got much better. I remember the Division came out, it was real fucking shitty, but then now the Division has got much better. It's something now that I've been back to, and I've been playing, and I've been running around getting some of the exotic guns that they have. You know, if you don't know anything, most of the guns that you get on the Division, which are gold color, they're just high end. But when patch 1.6 comes out, when that patch comes out, those high end guns like, let's say, the Caduceus, the Cassidy, the Liberator, the Historian, those guns are going to become exotic, like similar to Destiny. So I've been going around grabbing these guns, you know, and tweaking them, because right now you could change the talent in the gun if you don't like it, but when patch 1.6 comes out, you can't do that. So I've been working on that, so that's another reason. And so that's basically it. But this video today, I wanted to talk to you guys about will the Nintendo Switch survive the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One Scorpio. But I wanted to also tell you guys a story of how I became in love, how I got into video game, playing video games, and how I fell in love with video games. You know what I'm saying? And then once I tell you all that, then I'll tell you what's the tie. Will it survive or not? So bear with me. You know, every gamer, we all have a story how we became our journey as a video game person, how we loved video games, you know, and what got us into it. It could have been a grandparent, could have been a mother, father, could have been a friend's house. It could have been many things, but we all found video games and loved it for one reason or another. So my story goes like this. When I was young, growing up, my mother didn't allow video games in my house. I couldn't have consoles. I couldn't have any of that stuff. And my mom's reasoning was because a video game console took too much energy from the lights. Okay. Now, as I got older, I know my mom was full of shit. I love you, Mom. If you see this video, just hi, Mom. But you know, my mom was full of it, because what it was, and I understood as I got older, was that my mother didn't want to buy another TV in the for the house. You know, she could have bought my brother and I a TV for our room, and then she could have just let us have a Nintendo, a Genesis, or whatever. But she wouldn't, And for whatever reason, that was my mom. So her rules is what when her rules is what it was. We ain't gonna argue with our mom. So couldn't play video games growing up. A lot of my friends had video games, but I couldn't have them. So I remember the first time there was this young girl. She was, I want to say, maybe a year younger than me. And I remember all the little kids, we could go to her house and play video games. And I remember going to her house, and the first time I remember she had a Nintendo. The first game was, she had Super Mario. And I remember the first time she played Super Mario, and then I tried, I sucked. But she played it, man, she played it beautifully. She was getting from level to level. And then I tried and I couldn't get far, but the sheer trying to be talented enough to pass the level, the adrenaline pumping through your body, trying to jump and hit the turtle or go down the pipe, get the coins, and then try to make it to the very end, and then go ahead and get on the pole to pass the level, and fighting Bowser in World 1-4. Those things, I loved it. I enjoyed it. It appealed to me, and that's how I started loving video games. Well, as time went on, we lost contact with the little girl, so I no longer had a place to go play video games, and spend that bonding time that we all did, because it was just not me and just not the little girl. There'll be other little kids there too. We were younger, so we all played together, and yeah, we lost that bond, and then I moved on in life. So now and I want to say that when I played video games for the first time, I want to say I was young. I want to say I was maybe eight maybe, 8 or 9, something like that. I was young. And this was back when I lived in Puerto Rico. So then we moved to America. And I remember my first friends in America, my first friend, not friends, my first friend was this kid that we call Ito. But we know him, his name is Fernando. And I remember meeting him for the first time when I was here in America, and him and I, we ended up having a good bond, and we've been like brothers ever since. All these years have gone by, and him and I have been like brothers, dude. He lives, he lives in a different state now, but we always in contact with each other. You know what I'm saying? And we had I remember losing contact with him for like about 16 years. I couldn't find him, he couldn't find me, and eventually we found each other again, which is cool. So you know what I'm saying, we communicate a lot now. But in those days, I was 14 when I met him. And when I met him, we bonded, and he had a friend that he was really, really close with by the name of Louis, but we used to call him Louis. And it's crazy because Louis had a Sega Genesis. That's what he had. So for the most part, we would go out, him, Louis, Ito, and me, we would go out and play basketball. That's what we did growing up, playing basketball. So we would go play basketball. And then on rainy days, or if we were real tired of playing basketball because it was a hot summer day, we would go to Louis' house. And God bless his mom, who was an awesome lady, and the father was awesome, and his 2 little sisters, they were awesome. But the mom, she would never mind us going there to play video games. And we went, and we played video games, and we would play Madden. I'll never forget that. That's where I started loving Madden. I was playing with Louis and Ito. Louis was a 49er fan. Oh my Lord, was this dude a 49er fan. He loved the 49ers. Me, at the time, I didn't have no team. I was a basketball player, so I didn't even know football like that. You see what I'm saying? So I said, whatever, I will take, I don't know, the Dallas Cowboys, because at that time, that was the best team in that era. So I will take them. No matter what, I still get my ass kicked by Louis. Every time. He was nasty with the 49ers. But Ito and Louis used to have tight games with one another. You know, Ito had more access to playing video games, and dude, they used to play with one another, and they used to have great games. And it's just funny. That's how that was my first time loving Madden. Was with them. The bond that we shared was over Madden, and other things, but that's how that happened. So move over forward as time goes on. Now we separate. You know, my man Ito and my man Louis, they go to a different high school than I do. So through that, through us going to different high school, um, we lost contact with each other because you know, school. Now we're in high school and we're really really busy with high school, and you know we're trying to have good grades and do the next we need to do. And obviously, when you're in high school, your life changes. Now there's more girls. You know, you start doing other things. You know, so we lost some contact. But I remember I always used to go to play at the same park that we played when we were younger every time. And there was this kid that growing up that we used to call Sally, and he was a basketball player. But he was awesome. Probably one of the best basketball players I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? And him and I became we got a great bond with each other. We became good friends. And I never forget, Sally at home had a Super Nintendo. That's what he had. He had a Super Nintendo. And I used to go to his house. And I remember when we were there playing at his house, this is how I fell in love with Street Fighter. If I'm correct, he had, want to say Street Fighter 2 or Super Street Fighter 2. That's the one that everybody's always doing HD remix to. That one. That's the one. Hold on for a second. I'm going to even look it up real quick. I want to make sure I give you guys the correct one because I know what game I'm talking about, but sometimes I mess up the games. Hold on for a minute. Super Street Fighter 2.
Here is some information about Super Street Fighter 2.
Yes. Super Street Fighter 2. That's exactly which one is. Which at this point, right now, they do a lot of HD remixes, and if you guys were watching the Switch presentation, you seen that they showed it there, where it looks much better now. They brought it up. It looks awesome. Well, that game, okay, I fell in love with that game at my boy Sella's house, and I remember it was Sella, me, and another friend of us that we had. And at this time, Sella already had a kid, and he was down to earth. Man, Sella was down to earth. One of my best friends. And we sat down, and he said, "Yo, you want to play video games?" And I remember Sally having the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. So I was like, yeah, come on, let's play. And I remember playing Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter. The first game I lost. Shit, I lost the first 3 or 4 games to Sally. But after that, I began to whoop his ass. And I remember I used to use Chun-Li or Ken Ryu. That's it. And man, we used to have some great games. Now I'm gonna tell you something that happened to my brother and me over a, what the hell did he let me borrow that night? I want to say he let me borrow the Genesis. I don't think he let me borrow the Super Nintendo. Was it the Super Nintendo? No, was it the Super Nintendo? He either let me borrow the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis. It was the Sega Genesis. He let me borrow the Sega Genesis. Check it out. So one night, my brother, I'm 1 year older than my brother. No, not 1 year, I'm lying. I am 6-7 months older than my brother. So this is what happens. Is it? Is it that? Or am I a year? What's my brother? No, I'm lying. I'm older than my brother. I'm like a year, some change older than my brother. I'm about to be 41 this year. My brother just turned 39. So check it out, right? So I remember I was 15 at the time. I remember that. And so I said to my little brother, hey, let's go to Sella's house. Sella lived maybe, I'll say maybe like 10 blocks from where I lived. And I said, yo, let's go to Sella's house. I'm going to ask him to see if I could borrow his Genesis. So we went over there. So it's weird because when we got over there, it was still daylight when we got out there. And what happened was, I said, hey, Sella, can I borrow your Genesis just, for a few days because I don't got nothing to do at home? He said, yeah, he was so down to earth. He said, yeah, go ahead, take it. You know what I'm saying? You're good. So I took it. So I left. And my little brother and I were walking back home. It got dark. And on this night, we walked by a club, right? And I'll never forget this night. I remember that as we were walking by this one club that was very famous, there was a group of gang members who was much older than we were, just sitting to the curb. There was a car. They were in their car, and some of them were just hanging on the sidewalk. So my brother and I, we're not gonna cross the street to the other side because they were there. So we walked by them. We walked by them. We didn't start no trouble. We're young. We're kids. I believe my brother was 13 at the time, and I was 15. So if we're walking by, right, one of these dudes try to act tough with my brother, try to push my brother. I said, yo, dude, don't push my brother, man. Leave him alone. We're not trying to bother. We're just trying to go home. The dude said something. What you said? So I said to my little brother, I'll never forget. I said to my little brother, yo, run home. Because at this time, we're not far from home. We're probably like 2 blocks away from the house. I said, run home. Go. I said, don't ever look back. No matter what happens, I'll deal with this. Just go. So he didn't want to leave me. I said, you got to go, dude. There's too many of them. And if this is going to turn out bad, I don't want you getting hurt in the process. He said, okay, Jose. So he left. So he leaves me. And he starts to run home. So it was just me against these dudes. But the thing was, they weren't trying to jump me. It was just one particular dude running his mouth thinking he was tough. So I squared up. Now I'm only 15. He must have been 19, 20, 21 or so. He was older than me. So I squared up. I said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to take because I had this Genesis in my backpack. And it wasn't mine. It belonged to my man Sutter. So I ain't going to let you take what's not, first of all, it's not even mine. So you're not taking it. And second of all, I'm not going to let you take shit from me anyway. So fuck it. Let's go. So I square up and I get ready to fight with this dude. And I square up. I have my hands up. He tried to swing and I moved, But I didn't want to swing back and hit him because it was like 6 or 7 of them. And I know the outcome what happens when you fight with somebody and there's that many people, you're going to get your ass kicked. They're going to jump me. I wasn't trying to get jumped, but, I still held my ground, and kept my hands up. Dude missed. Dude didn't hit me one time, So, I guess the leader of that gang was inside the car. And he was watching everything that was going on. So, if it wasn't for him, man, I would have not got out of there. He got out of the car. I remember him getting out of the car. He said, yo, leave those kids alone and get over here and stop messing with them. Just like that. I'll never forget that. And the dude left me alone. He went back and I ran home. I remember my brother was nervous. He didn't know where I was. So now I'm scared. So I ran. And I ran out to find my brother. And I caught him. I caught him on time. Thank God. And we went home. Now all that almost happened over the love of a video game console and just some games. Imagine how much I loved video games. That I was willing to take an ass whooping or try to give an ass whooping. It didn't matter. You wasn't taking that shit from me. At least I was gonna fight my ass off so you don't take it from me. So I remember that. So I remember taking it home, playing with him. My mom let me play. I was so excited, but then it was time to give it back. So I gave it back to my man Sutter. So I remember my mom still wouldn't let me. Birthdays would go by. I was getting older. She wouldn't. So I remember at the age of 16, I moved out of my house. I'll never forget that. I made this weird journey with a friend of mine, and we walked like. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think we walked like for a whole 24 hours. I remember leaving at no, we didn't walk for 24 hours. We walked. I left at midnight with my boy, and it was this kid named Alex, and him and we went to this town, and he just rolled with me, and he said, fuck it, let's go. And the reason we knew about the town is because we went there prior to go swimming at the town, so we knew where it was. So we didn't have no cars either, we didn't have nothing, we had no transportation, we just wanted to get out there. Plus there was a girl out there that I wanted to meet, so I ended up him and we ended up walking. It's funny shit. We ended up walking, but man, let me tell you something. I'm never gonna forget this, guys. We started at midnight because at midnight I turned 16. I remember that. At 16, and we left. So we ended up leaving, and we get out there, whatever. When we finally make it, and whatnot. So I decided at this point in my life, like I don't want to live with my mom no more. I'm tired of living with my mom. I don't want to be under her roof, and I want to be able to do my own thing and make a better life for myself. So I leave. And I stay in this new town. It's a suburb. It's peaceful, and I go over there, and thank the Lord that there was friends that helped me. You know what I'm saying? People that actually will kind and enough. Like this family called the Thomases, who were great people, and we're still friends to this day. And they looked out for me. And this one brother named, we called him Juice, and he took me in. He was way older than me. You know what I'm saying? I want to say Juice maybe was 26, 27, 26 or so. He was older than me. Great human being. He took me in. He taught me the ropes. And he said, "Yo, I want you to go to school and do right." It was something that, it was the most. It's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. As time goes on, now I'm 19, and I'm into girls. I like a lot, I love girls. So I started messing with girls and stuff, and things just started getting cramped between Juice and I. And gotta understand, I live with somebody, so you have to respect people's rules. So finally, I end up meeting my oldest sons and my oldest son and daughter's mom, and we get together. And I say after a year and a half or so, boom, we move in together. And she had a little girl at the time, so I helped her with the little girl, raising her and whatnot, and it was beautiful. And for the first time in my life, for the very first time ever in my life, I was able to have my first video game console. And my very first video game console was a Super Nintendo. I'll never forget it. And I had and I got Super Street Fighter 2. I ended up getting the Mario World. I ended up getting that. I had a Ninja Gaiden and stuff like that. I had a couple of good games. But from that and it all stemmed from the first time that I played video games with that little girl at her house. From that time, I fell in love, and from there on out, when I was by myself and growing to be a man, I started to have sisters. I ended up having the Nintendo. I went through the Nintendo 64. I went through the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, GameCube, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, TurboGrafx 16, the Neo Geo. I'm hoping that I'm not forgetting any other system in between. It's been so many years, but I remember going through all those consoles, having all those games. I remember having the Xbox, the very first Xbox. I remember having the Wii U, the PlayStation 2, like I said, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, the Xbox One, the Xbox One S. You see what I'm saying? And I even had the PSP Vita. I've even had the PSP. I even had all the handhelds, from the Game Boy all the way through to 3DS XL. So my love for gaming started from those days. And here's the funny thing about it. My love of gaming started from the smallest, humblest upbringing. And it was so simple as something as a Mario game. It was so simple as that. So, and I was happy. And that's what made me love video games. Now, to tie in this with the Nintendo Switch, how will it do against the PS4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio? Guys, it doesn't really matter how it's going to do. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter. There are plenty of Nintendo diehard fans in the world. Prime example, when the NES Classic came out, you tell me where you could find that. Nowhere. And everybody did everything they could to get one. Why? Because people remember those beautiful games that Nintendo made. You see, I am what you call a hardcore gamer. Does that mean that I'm a better gamer than a casual gamer? No. But what it means is, as a hardcore gamer and a gamer, I don't care if a game is on the... If there's a game on the Sony platform that's exclusive and is great, I'm going to play it. If Xbox or Microsoft has a game exclusive to the console and is great, I'm going to play it. If Nintendo has a great game, first party game on the console, I'm going to play it. You see what I'm saying? If I really want to play hardcore games, I could go on my Xbox One S, or... Guys, give me a second. This is my car. Give me 1 second. Hello? Hey, how you doing? How's the car? Yeah, I'm right here. How's it? All done? All right, perfect. I'll have a. What's the remaining bill? Okay. All right. All right. The remaining amount is 900 and what's it? What you said? Okay, so I'll have her pick it up today. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, bye. All right, guys. I'm so sorry. That was my car. My car's been in the shop because it had a really bad oh my god, it had a really bad antifreeze leak. It was bad, really really bad. So it's been in the shop for a week and a half. So they finally fixed it. It's good. My car is back. So I'm sorry that I had to take that phone call, but it was really really important, that phone call. And I'm not gonna edit this video because I don't really do editing. I just like spur of the moment stuff. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So here's the situation. So as a hardcore gamer, this is how I feel about it, right? So if all these consoles got their exclusive stuff, I'm gonna play on it. And here's the situation, right? Nintendo has great first-party games, man. Look, I don't plan on playing. Let's say for whatever reason, if Mass Effect came to the Switch, I have no reason to play that there. I have a PS Pro and I have a Scorpio, so I don't want to play that there. If they could do any of the AAA big budget games and port it to the Switch, I would not play them. Because I'm not interested in those type of games on that device. I'll play them on Pro and on a Scorpio when it comes out. Here's my thing. But I'll tell you what. I will play Zelda on that system. I will play Mario Odyssey on that system. I will play ARMS. I will play, excuse me, Mario Kart. Super Smash when it comes. Splatoon 2. Those games are appealing to me on that Switch. That's what I want the Switch for, is for those games. You know what I'm saying? Those beautiful, colorful games. That's what I want to play on there. You know? So when people say, hey, you know, when people say, oh, hey, you know, would will it survive amongst the PS4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio? Yes, it's going to survive because there's a lot of people that love Nintendo. It's as simple as that, you know? And here's the crazy thing. Third parties don't need to bring ports over to the Nintendo Switch. We're in 2017. Let's be realistic. Most parents will get their kids, you know, say one or two consoles. It might be an Xbox and a Nintendo, or it might be a PlayStation or a Nintendo. Because most parents, you know what I'm saying, let's be realistic, because there hasn't been a Nintendo product really that's been that you could say, oh, that people wanted. They bought their kids a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, okay, or Xbox One, that's what, PS4 Pro. Come on, you know. But you know damn well there's gonna be people that have nostalgia and they're gonna want that in Nintendo Switch, so they're gonna put that in the house too. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, people want Nintendo, so Nintendo could be Nintendo, and we as gamers, I accept that Nintendo's not gonna be as powerful as them, but I don't care. The games are gonna look beautiful anyway. And here's the situation that's crazy about it too: is this. Me personally, I don't want third parties to port the games over because it's not going to look the same. I'm not paying for the fucking game twice, but this is what I want third parties to do and indie games to do, to make games specifically for the Switch. Games that are specific for the Switch. Make it specifically for them, and maybe you could up-res them to the Pro or the Xbox One if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But I prefer games. Look at Bayonetta. Bayonetta came to the Wii U. I would love for them to port that to the Switch. Why not? That was a great game, great first party game. You know, you gotta say first party because it's no longer a third party game. You know, like you know what I mean. It didn't come on all the consoles. Is basically what I'm saying. So if you give me games like that, that's great. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to be technically the most beautiful thing in the world. It's still gonna look good. It's not gonna look trashy. But that's what I expect from the Switch. That's my expectation for the Switch. My expectations are not in any way form on they're going to be the most powerful. I don't see them like that. I see them as This is my console that I could play at home, and this is a console that I'm gonna take with me when I go out. If I have to go run an errand, if I have to go on a vacation, or if I had to go to my job during the break. You see what I'm saying? That's what this is gonna be for. This fits all that, and it's gonna fit for a lot of people. So don't worry, guys. If the PS4, if the Nintendo Switch is going to succeed, how is it going to do? I am telling you right now, I think it's going to do just fine. It's going to do just fine. I think it's going to do better than people think, and I think it's going to have a long life. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I view the whole situation. But that's my personal opinion. Your opinion might be different than mine. So. But for me, as a gamer and somebody that loves playing video games, because this is what I do. This is my hobby. This is my favorite thing to do is play video games. So to me, this to me is what's going to happen. I believe that at the end of the day, it's going to thrive. It's going to be just fine. It's going to do very, very well. And by the end of the year, we're going to find out. I really do hope that they'll have stuff like a Punch-Out. I would love for them to let us get an HD port of Punch-Out. That'd be great. I definitely want an HD version of Super Smash. I really love Super Smash. I would like for them to do that. And I'm hoping that they'll eventually do a new Metroid. I don't know if I want to do a Metroid Prime per se. Like I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. Metroid Prime to me was okay, but I really enjoyed the Metro that was sideways. Side scrolling. That Metro I loved it better than Metro Prime. So. We'll see. Only time will tell. But hey, I'm excited. I can't wait for the next Kirby game, and I can't wait for the next Donkey Kong game, and I can't wait for the next Yoshi Yarn game. And if they're not going to give us a Donkey Kong game anytime soon, I would love for them to or if they're not going to give us a Kirby, Donkey Kong, or a Yoshi anytime soon, I really would like them to take those three games that they once had, that we had in the Wii U, and just do an HD version and send them over to the Switch, so that way like that we could own them there and play them, because those were great games. And unfortunately, what I'm saying, I don't want them to die with the Nintendo. With the Nintendo Wii U, I don't want them to die there. And I think that they deserve an HD remake, you know what I'm saying? So they make it look a little bit better than they are. And while they added, let them do Punch-Out too, because I love Punch-Out. I would like to play Punch-Out again. Other than that, guys, that's all the news I got for you. The video already is 32 minutes long. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for everything. I promise you, I got stuff coming for you guys. I don't have it right now, like I said. Pretty soon we'll have. Pretty soon we're gonna have For Honor. We're gonna have Horizon Zero Dawn. We're gonna have the Switch unveiling that I'm gonna be doing. So I'll be playing those things. I'm thinking about getting Neo. It looks very, very interesting. I like it a lot, how it looks and stuff. I'm thinking about getting it. I'm still doing some more research on it to see if I really want to pick it up or not. But so far it looks really, really good, and I might even give it a try. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, you already know what time it is, man. Hit those like and subscribe button. Comment. You know what? In the comment, we don't really have to talk about will it succeed. You know what I want? I would love to hear your story. Like what got you into video games? What was your first love? What was that game that hooked you, that made you want to play video games for the rest of your life? Comment and subscribe. Let me know, man. If you like the content, help me push this channel to get better, man. That way, like that, other people could see the content that I'm providing. You know what I'm saying? And then hopefully they enjoy the channel. And if it's been your first time coming to this channel, thank you very much for stopping. You took the time to stop to listen to what I had to say. I greatly appreciate that too. Without further ado, guys, you already know what time it is. I will see you all in my next video. Everybody have a blessed day. And this is your boy Tanner Spartan signing off. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.